still in here at the new do. It's very cold, so I am bundled up. We have a pile of branches and trees to get out of my driveway so that I can do other things. Don't know if the framing inspection was done. That was ordered on Monday. Haven't had any response from anybody whether that was done. But essentially, we have tree branches everywhere around here. Need to get rid of everything I can. Fence will need to be repaired. We will rebuild. We're gonna do that at some point, but it's not really a high priority right now. And I have borrowed a tractor from a buddy of mine who was gracious enough to let me borrow it. And so we're gonna use that to get some of these tree branches out of here. We're gonna cut it up more. So it's been a bit of a day. Just getting all the tree branches, you can see it behind me, a little bit back there, but just getting all the tree branches back inside of that trailer. And we're probably gonna try and dump that first thing tomorrow morning, because I heard that because of the windstorm in my area, the dump line is like an hour long or something like that. Maybe even longer. But essentially, we cleaned up this area all around me, burning a fire to get rid of the rest that I didn't want to log in there. Look at that. Look at my son just working away. Like a straight up man. Why are you working so hard?
I want to.
You want to?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to work so hard?
Because I can get money.
Because you can get money if you work hard?
Mm-hmm. I think you've only given me money one time for picking up rocks.
Yeah. How does picking up these leaves gonna get you money?
Probably if I work from rest time to dinner time, I can probably get myself a toy.
You think so? Maybe.
I want to get buckets.
I like him. Let's go see what the missus is up to. Look at this beautiful sunset. There she is. And it's a...
You naughty, naughty. You teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
We're doing blowouts real quick because it's super cold. What?
How are we blowing out?
With guns.
How are we blowing
No,
out?
we're gonna use the air compressor. I actually kind of offer this service to my work clients, but I like to make sure that I'm the last one blown out. I like to wait until, you know, last one to get back on the helicopter. Anyway, yeah, and my system's pretty small, so I can use a little rinky-dink compressor like that. It takes a little bit longer than our big compressor, but still does okay. Sorry, I'm probably never gonna make eye contact with the camera here because I'm driving and recording. So dangerous. My mom's probably gonna watch this and then she's gonna text me later. You shouldn't be filming and driving at the same time. That's my mom impression voice. But I do love her. Don't really feel like I have anything to say other than I'm headed to Home Depot for a late night trip. We've got a lot going on. It's Friday. Friday about 1 o'clock. We're off early from work because it is winter time. It is cold. It is very cold. It is, I think 20, 8 degrees at the moment. Framing has been approved. Our framing inspection has come through. And so it is time to really get to work now. We can do all the little tidbits of plumbing, insulation that I feel like doing, and that we have the insulation for. So it is really moving forward. But I also feel really conflicted because look at all the leaves out here. I've got a ton to do outside as well. And so feeling a bit conflicted about that because there's just so much to do. But essentially, I think the time lapses will be somewhat hard to follow because I'll be moving around doing a bunch of stuff. Probably the main thing is working on the plumbing. I'm gonna be just like, you'll see me working and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna go pop in some framing, might disappear off stage left and then come back in and then keep working. And then whenever I get totally bored with that and I feel like my mind is just spinning and I can't get progress on something, then I'm probably gonna go outside and rake leaves just to get something done. So, and I apologize for the mustache. It's awful. That's what we got going on today for the rest of the day, Friday, Saturday, and moving forward on stuff. All the tree trimmings are majority cleaned up. I do have a guy coming tomorrow to hopefully get the rest of that big tree for the neighbor, and hopefully we can get to some resolution on getting that tree gone and the rest of that stuff. So you can actually see it out of the window here. There's the tree. I got some new poles because I'm gonna have to re-dig out the poles and re-fix the fence there. So 1, 2, maybe 3 poles need to be fixed. So it is currently 11:30 p.m. on Saturday, and I definitely meant to get a lot more done today. Kind of a weird day. Just didn't really turn out the way I thought it was going to at the beginning of the day. Told my neighbor I was going to help him get that main tree stump out of his property, the big one, and contacted a friend of mine who does woodworking, like big slabs, big tables, stuff like that. And he came down and was gonna load that up and take it away, but it just took us a lot longer than I thought it was. I was like, hey, I've got a tractor I've borrowed from another buddy, and we can load that up no problem. And it took us like, gosh, 3 hours to get that all the way onto his truck. 3 hours. Just took forever. I mean, the time lapse is not going to display this correctly that you might have watched or might be watching, but the time lapse is not going to display correctly the amount of times we just stopped and looked at the log and said, how the heck are we going to get 4 tons of tree onto your trailer? But we figured it out in the end and finally got it onto his trailer. And then after that, I just kind of kept working over there because I'm a creature of habit, and once I start working somewhere, I just kind of end up keep on working there. My neighbor actually, for all my efforts on his property, he actually took me out to dinner last night and paid for me and my whole family to go have dinner. It was very kind of him. And so I guess I felt is still indebted to him and thankful. So I worked pretty much at my neighbor's property all day and not at the new do, which was quite strange. And anyway, so that was a bit odd. And so I've only just started, only for the last couple hours of the night after the kids went to bed. Got some work done at the new do. Kept on going on a little bit more plumbing. And I am tired. It's a full day. Still have some things to finish up here. But I am treating myself to a little Jack in the Box run here. So we are gonna get a little bit of that munchy meal. There's just hardworking midnight oil burners like me and stoners who are here. So there's nobody else but us and the chickens. I'm thinking of almost like starting videos of like a late night stream of work with me on YouTube, mainly just for a little bit of views and stuff like that, but just to do streams late at night showing me working at dark 30. Anyway, and there's a reason I do it, is essentially I believe that to quote Johnny English, Jesus is coming, look busy. I wanted to spend some quality time with my kids during the evening, spend some time with my wife, but then the work is still waiting for me, and so that needs to cut into my time. That needs to cut into my time, not my family's time. And so you either get up early or you stay late. Those are the only options. Just trying to get to a point where we can be totally financially free and not have to exchange my time for money anymore, and be able to spend time doing ministry, doing public service, and spending time with my family as a goal. So that's the goal, and it takes some time, takes effort, takes late nights, and it's all fueled by Jack in the Box.
Can I get served for you?
The spicy nacho chicken. One of the last times that I was at Jack in the Box, I was sitting here in line, and there was a black Yoder, old, late 80s, early 90s Yoder, and wasn't moving. And the gal from the restaurant actually popped out of the back door, came and knocked on my window and said, "Can you tell the person in front of you to move? They're just sitting in front of you." And I was just like staring at my phone. It was probably 2 in the morning, another late night working, and I couldn't understand why the guy wasn't moving. And so I honked once, honked twice, honked 3 times. Nothing happened. And so I got out of my truck and I went up to the guy in the black Yoder and walked up to him, and the guy wasn't even here. He was like slumped over in the chair like this, totally passed out, stoned out of his mind. And he would like looked at me and gave me the 1,000-yard stare and was just like, and I was like, bro, don't drive home. So I made him pull over, and but anyway, hopefully we saved a life that day and avoided a innocent fool going in jail for a drug crime. Oh, thank you, sir. Have a good night. I also told myself that if I was going to go get some Jack in the Box in the middle of the evening, I had to finish my Bible reading for the day. I started it, but didn't finish it all today. So I need to finish that up, and then we can go to bed. But you've probably seen all the work that is passing before your eyes that I've done already. So have a good weekend, guys. See you in the next one.